What's up, my fellow drunken philosophers? Stu for Stulosophy, the drunken philosopher here. I am on white sangria. Now I know what you're thinking. You're like, holy shit, Stu. The self-proclaimed drunken philosopher, did you actually get drunk? No, I did not. White sangria. The marijuana strain. Sorry to get y'all excited there. But I'm like pretty blazed right now because I loaded up my glass blunt with white sangria with the intention of coming down here and smoking it for you guys. And out of habit, immediately after I got done packing it, I smoked it. And I wasn't thinking or anything because I was already high because I took a pre-shower toke. But I was going to take a hit for you guys. And now I'm really high and I'm like, okay, I'm not that committed to my YouTube channel, but I'm at least this committed, right? The things I do for you guys. Don't ever say that I didn't sacrifice my mind in the name of spreading knowledge and truth and wisdom. If I happen to suddenly have a depersonalization episode and completely freak out, don't worry about it. It's completely normal. Anyway, it is time for Mormonism's 187th Semi-Annual General Conference. That is a mouthful. And while I would normally be calling on all of you to call on the leaders of the church to stop this nonsense about homosexuality being evil and a sin, but then I found out that Brother Monson's priesthood, while being strong, isn't that strong. And so, instead, I'm going to talk about the number one issue that prevents me from believing in Mormonism. Sorry, actually the number two issue, because the number one issue is my disbelief in the Abrahamic God. There are no Vishnus and Brahmas. There are no Apollos and Heras. There is no Ra, just like there is no Amun-Ra, although there is Raman. And there is no Elohim. Or I do not believe in the existence of Elohim any more than I believe in the existence of leprechauns, or magical fairies, or the Tooth Fairy, or that ancient aliens built the Great Pyramids of Giza. And so, in order to convince me that Mormonism is true, you would have to demonstrate some compelling evidence to show me that the Mormon God, Elohim, does indeed exist. Because there is not a single shred of compelling evidence otherwise to lead me to believe, or give me any good reason whatsoever to believe in the preposterously absurd claims of Mormonism. The only thing that there is to convince me that Mormonism is true is the word of a man who once claimed to be able to use a magical rock to find buried treasure, but apparently was only able to ever find treasure that was magically cursed using some other magic, and thus making that treasure irrecoverable. And after being called out for being a fraud, he went on to claim to find actual buried treasure that no one else ever saw, other than with their spiritual eyes. These golden plates, the breastplate with the spectacles and the Urim and Thummim, two other magical stones. Nobody ever saw any of those things. He never used those things, which he claimed were provided specifically for him to do the translation of the Book of Mormon. Instead, using the same magical rock that he used to use to try and find magically cursed buried treasure. And so you'll forgive me if I don't rely on the word of a man who tells me that the religion that he founded is actually the one true church, and that God himself appeared to him personally and instructed him on the doctrines that it ought to have in order to please this God, which happened to include marrying other men's teenage daughters as well as their wives. You know, you'll forgive me if I don't just accept Mormonism based on the word of Joseph Smith. Anyway, I'm really blazed right now, and so I'm sure there's a lot more to be said about it all. But do make sure that you watch General Conference. I heard that We've been promised by an apostle of Elohim himself that if we watch General Conference, that the Holy Ghost will deliver a message specifically, just individually for us. So how can you turn that down, man? Go watch it. And then let me know what you think in the comments down below. Until next time, continue to drunkenly stew philosophy on, my fellow drunken stew philosophers.